rises over the sea as waves gently brush against the shore. 10-year-old Eli sits beside his grandfather, Lolo Ben, under a bamboo hut, strumming an old, slightly cracked guitar. The instrument once belonged to Eli's late father, who taught Lolo Ben to play decades ago. Every morning, they sing together, their voices carrying softly through the salty air, a mix of hope, love, and longing. Eli's parents work abroad in Dubai, sending money home but unable to return for years. Lolo Ben has raised Eli since he was a baby. Their bond is unbreakable, more than family, they are musical partners. Together, they sing timeless Filipino classics like Anak and Bayan Ko, songs that tell stories of family and home. Whenever Eli sings, his Lolo's tired face lights up with pride, his eyes glistening with emotion. One evening, during a small town fiesta, Eli and Lolo Ben perform their favorite duet on stage. A neighbor records the performance and uploads it to social media. Within days, the video spreads like wildfire. Comments flood in, people from around the world moved by their heartfelt voices and simple love for each other. They sing with soul, one person writes. You can feel their story. Weeks later, a message arrives, an invitation from America's Got Talent. Eli reads it aloud, trembling. Lolo Ben laughs in disbelief, his hands shaking. AGT, us, he whispers. Together, they look at the small guitar and smile. That night, under a sky full of stars, they promise each other, we'll bring our song to the world. With dreams packed in one suitcase and courage in their hearts, they begin their journey from Cebu to the grand AGT stage. Sunrise Guitar Philippines. The bright lights of Los Angeles dazzle Eli and Lolo Ben as they step out of the van that brought them to the grand studio of America's Got Talent. It's their first time outside the Philippines, and everything feels surreal, the tall buildings, the crowds, the flashing cameras. Eli clutches his small guitar tightly while his grandfather adjusts his simple barong Tagalog, his hands trembling with both nerves and pride. Backstage, other contestants rehearse with confidence, but Eli and Lolo Ben sit quietly in a corner. Lolo softly hums, Anak, the song that brought them here. Just like we practiced, Apo, he whispers. Don't be afraid. We sing not for fame, but from the heart. Eli nods, his voice small but steady, for you, Lolo. For Mama and Papa too. When the stage doors finally open, the pair steps out into the blinding spotlight. The massive crowd gasps, a small boy and his elderly grandfather, hand in hand, walking toward the judges. Simon Cowell tilts his head, curious. Hello there. What are your names? He asks. I'm Eli, the boy says shyly. And this is my grandfather, Lolo Ben. His voice echoes softly across the silent stage. Simon smiles gently. And what will you be performing for us today? Lolo Ben clears his throat. We will sing a Filipino song, a song about family, love, and home. His accent is thick but sincere. A murmur of admiration ripples through the audience. As Eli positions his guitar, Simon leans forward, intrigued. Whenever you're ready, he says. Eli glances at his Lolo. Their eyes meet, one filled with youth and hope, the other with wisdom and love. The crowd grows quiet. The music is about to begin. Mike Philippines won. The soft strum of the old guitar echoes through the vast AGT theater, silencing the audience. Eli's small fingers tremble at first, but Lolo Ben's reassuring nod steadies him. Together, they begin to sing, Anak, a classic Filipino song that tells of a parent's love, sacrifice, and regret, words that transcend language. Eli's voice, pure and angelic, fills the hall. His tone carries innocence and longing, while Lolo Ben's deeper, weathered voice blends in harmony, rough from years at sea, yet rich with emotion. Their duet becomes a conversation between generations, between the past and the future. The lyrics, though sung in Tagalog, draw the audience closer, even those who can't understand the words can feel the ache in their melody. The camera pans across the judges, Heidi Klum holds her chest, Sofia Vergara wipes away a tear, and Howie Mandel looks genuinely moved. Simon Cowell leans forward, his usual stoic expression softening as he listens. The love between the boy and his grandfather radiates from the stage like warm light. When the song reaches its final chorus, Eli closes his eyes and sings from the deepest part of his heart. Lolo Ben's voice cracks on the last line, Anak, Kailan ka babalik, and the emotion spills over. The final chord fades, leaving a heavy silence that lasts only a heartbeat before the audience rises to their feet. Thunderous applause fills the room. People cheer, some crying openly. Eli's eyes well with tears as he hugs his grandfather tightly. Confetti hasn't even fallen yet, but they've already won the audience's hearts. Simon whispers under his breath, almost in disbelief, that was beautiful. The Filipino song, simple yet powerful, has touched souls far beyond its language. As the last note fades into silence, the entire AGT theater stands in awe. The applause grows louder, echoing like a wave through the hall. Eli and Lolo Ben bow humbly, overwhelmed by the emotion surrounding them. Tears shimmer in Eli's eyes as he grips his grandfather's hand, his tiny fingers squeezing tightly, grounding himself in the moment. When the cheers quiet down, Simon Cowell leans toward his microphone. His usual stern face is softened, his voice low and trembling with emotion. You know, he begins, pausing to compose himself, I didn't understand every word of that song, but I felt every single emotion behind it. The audience murmurs in agreement. Simon continues, that wasn't just a performance. That was love, life, and generations connected through music. He looks directly at Lolo Ben. Sir, your voice tells a story. And Eli, he turns to the boy, smiling gently, you reminded me what pure talent and heart sound like. Eli wipes his tears, whispering a quiet, thank you. The crowd begins chanting softly, golden buzzer. Golden buzzer. The chant grows louder until it fills the entire theater. Simon glances at the other judges, they nod, smiling. Then Simon stands, his hand hovering over the golden buzzer. This, he says, voice breaking, is why I love this show. He slams the golden buzzer. Instantly, the room explodes in gold confetti. The audience screams, the judges stand, and Eli bursts into tears, hugging Lolo Ben tightly. Lolo's eyes glisten as he whispers, we did it, Apo. Simon wipes his eyes as he watches the grandfather and grandson embrace beneath the falling gold. For the first time in a long while, the toughest judge on television looks completely speechless. One Philippines yellow heart gold confetti still clings to their hair as Eli and Lolo Ben walk off the AGT stage, holding hands tightly. Backstage, staff members and other contestants clap and hug them, some even wiping away tears. Eli's face glows with joy and disbelief, the kind of happiness too big for words. Lolo Ben, still catching his breath, gently pats his grandson's shoulder. You did it, Apo. You made the world hear our song, he says, his voice trembling with pride. Moments later, a producer rushes over with a tablet. Eli, someone wants to talk to you, she says, smiling. On the screen appear Eli's parents, calling from Dubai, their faces wet with tears. Anik, we saw everything. His mother cries. You and Papa, you made us so proud. Lolo Ben waves at the camera. His eyes glassy. We sang for you, he says softly. The emotional reunion through the screen makes everyone around them tear up again. Back on stage, clips of their performance start circulating online. Within hours, millions around the world are watching. Comments flood social media. This is what real music feels like, Filipino pride. Philippines, no language barrier, just pure love. News outlets call it the most emotional golden buzzer of the season. The next morning, Lolo Ben and Eli wake up in their small hotel room, still surrounded by golden confetti they brought from the stage. Lolo strums his guitar softly as Eli hums beside him, their voices blending once more, this time not in front of millions, but just for themselves. As the camera fades out, Lolo Ben looks out the window toward the sunrise and whispers, we didn't just win, Eli, we shared our heart with the world. Sunrise Musical Notes Philippines.